Carolyn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I'm going to be making a grapevine wreath, y'all. A grapevine wreath for our bedroom. And I'm making it similarly to how I made my spring front door wreath and my spring wreath that I have hanging on my family room door to go outside. This time I'm going to be using only two different kinds of ribbon, and I'll explain. It's still going to be a 12 loop funky bow, and yes, there will be a 12 loop funky bow tutorial in this one. And if you would like to skip the tutorial part of this video and go to right where I'm going to start making the swag for the wreath, go to minute mark this, and you will be able to skip all the funky bow tutorial. I had a complaint that my videos were too long, and you know, I'm gonna try, I don't want to shorten them, but I want to give an option for those who don't necessarily want to sit through a bow tutorial, that you can go to minute mark this. Anyway, let me turn my camera around and we're gonna get started, and I will show you all of my supplies that I have for this wreath. And we're gonna get started making ourselves a pretty wreath, grapevine wreath, to hang in our bedroom, in my master bedroom. Chris has just painted it Greige, like the rest of the house, so I want something pretty to hang in there. I'm gonna do a new gallery wall in there that hopefully I'll be able to get up and show you at the end of this video. Anyway, here we go. Let's turn around and get started. First of all, there you can see my grapevine form. And I've already twisted a pipe cleaner in and through the grapevines and just made myself a little loop. It was not hard. I just simply put the ends of the pipe cleaner in and twisted it around, made a loop first and then put the ends in, twisted it around the grapevine, and that makes me a nice holder, because I'm not going to be hanging this on a wreath hanger like I normally do on my doors. So I already know where the center of my wreath is going to be. It's going to be right there. Also, I have this sign, "Together is our favorite place to be." And Chris and I have rigged it up in the back. Actually, he did. He put me a little, you can see it's a little eye hook kind of thing. And he drilled a little hole, or he screwed it in, and then he put super glue around it to hold it in there even tighter. And then he just made me a piece of wood. And I guess I don't know if I think he glued that on too. So in effect, this is I'm going to take a tie wrap and I'm going to tie this onto the wreath form, and then I'm going to take a tie wrap and put it around this, and it's going to hold that right next to, he didn't feel like this would going to be enough room on it to hold it on to the wreath, so that's why he made me this little piece of wood, and that will hold it right to the side and hold it up for us. So I'll get to that after I do my bow. These are the florals that I'm going to be using. Creams and burgundies and pinks and a little bit of green to go on the sign. So I think it's going to come together, hopefully, beautifully. We'll see. Okay, let's get started on our 12 loop funky bow tutorial here. As you can see, I was, to be honest, going to add some gold into the mix too. But as I was cutting the ribbon, I decided, no, I don't want to. I just want it to be two different colors in this bow. So I've cut 6 lengths of ribbon of each one. I have them in piles of 3, 6, 9, 12. Because this is the pattern I want to go through as I make my bow. Strip, and have each strip makes one loop in the bow, hence 12 loops. 3, 6, 9, 12, as I said. So take your first loop, fold it in half. I'm going to make the loop 6 inches long this time, and somebody had asked me if I switched to all 6-inch loops. As of late, I have been making all 6-inch loops. Sometimes I'll make them 5.5, sometimes I'll make them 5, 4, even smaller. It just depends on the project, y'all. It just depends on what I'm doing. I want this to be a big focal point on this wreath, so I'm going to make them the loops 6 inches long. So I go to 6 inches on my board here, pinch it together, right at that point. Go to that back tail and twist. I'm going to go through all the way through the pattern once with the loop. Let's go to 6 inches, just like before. Kind of accordion it in there, right next to the floral. Go to that back tail and twist. At this point anyway, we're going to have all the tails pointing in the same direction. And as I was saying, the first time through the pattern here, I want all of my loops pointing up from center, my thumb being the center of the bow. Again, go to that back tail and twist. And here we go. The last loop in this pattern. Again, accordion it in there, going to that back tail and twisting. There we go. There's our first 4 loops in our 12 loop funky bow. Okay, next time through the pattern, pick up the next loop, fold it in half, go to 6 inches, but this time we're going to turn this loop. And we're going to pinch together at 6 inches, but with the loop pointed down from center. Again, go to that back tail and twist. And again, we're going to go all the way through the pattern with the loop pointing down from center, accordioning it, boy, say that 3 times fast, it in. Trying to keep the ribbon side by side by side, and I'm letting the ribbon flow back into the crook of my fingers, and I'm releasing I'm not holding it really tight. I release it as I go just a little bit, and that helps with the pain in my hand, because my hand does cramp, as I know everybody else's does. But if you just, good, point it down. If you just release that pressure a little bit, it helps immensely. Okay. And then the next time, one more time, pointed down from center. Now I think I will speed through the next 2 down from center, accordion it in. Now we have 2 more, we have 1 more time through the pattern. I might as well go ahead and finish in real time, huh? I was going to speed through, but I'm going to go ahead and finish. This time we're going to point that loop up from center. 2. Go to that back tail. See, I forget sometimes too in my hurry to finish. I never want anybody to ever be uncomfortable when watching my videos, ever. I want it to be a happy experience, a calm experience, and a learning experience. Last one. And here we go. And go to that back tail and twist. All right, you can see I have quite a jumble of ribbon here. Some loops headed up, some loops headed down. Get your pipe cleaner, go to about the center of a pipe cleaner, lay it across your thumb, lift your thumb if you can, and pull the bottom around the bottom and the top around the top. And then you just want to use this hand that you've been holding the ribbons shut with as resistance and twist, 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 twist. I twist both the bow and the pipe cleaners. And there we go. Whew, 12 loop funky bow. Okay, so the most important part of any bow is the fluffing. So take some time here and just fluff, fluff, fluff. Put your hand in every single loop, pull it up and forward, and you can pull it around and make it go whichever way you want it to go. Don't worry about the tails so much. They're gonna kind of go where they will. If you want to separate them out, you know, you can do that. I normally don't worry too much about it. It doesn't really hurt the look too much. But there we go. That's the beginning anyway of a funky bow. But what I want to do is go ahead and start making my swag. And I'm going to tie this onto my swag. And get it on the wreath, and that is when it's really gonna, that's when I do most of my fluffing on these, the ones I make for wreaths. Okay, you kind of get the gist of it there. Let's go ahead and start making the swag though. Of course, that is if I can quit messing with this bow. All right. Actually, let me get this on the wreath first. Put this down here. Sure, I know where the middle is. It's right there. As I said, I have a little eye hook there. And I showed Chris where I wanted this to be. So that's what made him put that eye hook right where it is. So I'm actually going to come up and through. See if that gets us close. I don't want to tighten it down all the way yet. And then, oh, that looks like it's going to be fine. And I'm going to put, there, you can see I'm around the block. And I have it tied right onto this little piece right here. I'm gonna tighten it down. There we go. These signs, to me, are the hardest things to get figured out on these grapevine wreaths. A burlap wreath, that isn't so bad because you can, there we go, tie it to the rings. It's a little bit more difficult with these. That'll be perfect. I might put something down in here, I'm not sure. We'll see as it comes together. All right, now let's get to making that swag. Clean off this wreath stuff that's crying all over my board here. I want to leave myself one of these out because I very well might like to put something down here. So I'm going to leave one of these out. I'm going to cut one of these, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut one of these in half, or cut it apart. So I can use 2 on one side of the swag and 2 on the other. So now I need some tie wraps. And I'm going to turn the 2 big sprigs on one another. Just about perfect, just like that. And I'm going to take a tie wrap, and I'm just going to take about 3 of them probably, and tie this together. Okay, I want to elongate this just a smidge. So, hence the 2 that I just cut off. I'm just going to tie these on and make it a little longer at each end. I'm actually going to use white up here. Do the same thing down on the other end. Okay, I think I want to go ahead and put one of these tufts going one direction and one going the other. Add it right in. I don't think I need it to be quite this long. Okay. And let me see. Figure differently. All right, let me think. What else? I want any of these red ones up in here, or burgundy ones. Remembering that I might need some extra down toward the bottom. I have another one of these over there. I'm going to tie as much of this together as I can. Okay, that'll work. I've used a little bit of cream and pink. And if you keep an eye on this ribbon, we'll see where I'm going with this. I think I just want to lay it in, you guys. Just like this. I don't really want to cut it apart. I just want it to mix in. And I can mix them together once I get them tied in. Okay, tie wrap. I'm going to tie all this on here. Probably put 5 or 6 on here just to keep it all together, and so that will also give me the opportunity to bend it if I need to. Do not be intimidated by this process, you guys. You can do this. Anybody can do this. You can combine pretty florals to match your ribbons. Match your ribbons to whatever you have going on in your room that you want to, you know, pull all into your design, and just go for it. You know, you can do it. Don't be afraid. If you don't try, you'll never know if you can do it or not. And I have confidence in y'all. I know you can. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tie this bow on. And then I'm going to tie the whole thing onto the wreath. I'm going to wrap it all onto the wreath. Before I go any further though, I think I want to make a couple of tails to get tied into the back of this bow. I'll like 2 tails of each kind of ribbon. So I'm going to do, let's do, 8 inches each, just to give me room to play with it. Uh-oh, come back. Just want to tie these together. I think I want right like that. I'm just going to pinch them together. Actually, I'm going to tie them together with a tie wrap first because it's tighter than a pipe cleaner. Then I'm going to tie the whole bundle on into the pipe cleaner of the bow. Tie wraps hold things so much better than a pipe cleaner does. I don't want those tails pulling out of there. I just want this into the back of the bow. And then I want a tie wrap to go in. I'm putting it through the pipe cleaner on the bow. See that? And now I'm going to turn the whole thing over and tie wrap the bow to this. Then I'm going to tie the whole thing on, tie wrap the whole thing onto the wreath. This is a bit of a process, but I really do not want anything to fall off of this. Trust me, that looks terrible right now, but it's going to work out. Oop. Didn't quite get that on there. Okay, now bring my wreath down here. And let me see where I want to situate it. There's the middle. I don't want it going all the way around the top. I want it to go onto the side like that. And I know I do them like this pretty much all the time, but when you do it in a way that you like, I don't like to sway from that too much because that's the way my eye likes it, you know? So let me, I think right there is going to be, yep, just about where I want it. Okay, let's see here. I'm just feeding the tie wraps up through the grapevine, which is sometimes easier said than done. If you have a really tight grapevine line, it's going to be difficult. But this is being so far so good here. I'll probably do 2 or 3, as many as I can get on here. That's gonna do it, y'all. I don't think that's going anywhere. Okay, now, let me put this up. I'm not sure where we're going from here. So I need to get it on here, on my wreath hanger, and pull it over, and let's play with this a little bit and see. In the middle. I like that so far. Y'all see? No. Ah! work on doing some fluffing here. I like the color combination. Soft and muted. Now, the question is, do I just leave it like that? Or do I add something more down here? Just like, you know, my theme kind of has been less is more as of late. So, you know, maybe I don't want more down here. Putting the tie wrap right through the crosses where the twine was. And I'm going to tie it right to the swag. Right about like that. This fall off on this side because I didn't get it caught. All right. I think I want to add some of these in, both in the pink and in the burgundy. Again, I'm just playing. Extremely quiet right now, but I'm concentrating. Just can't get enough pink on this upper one here. That's more right there. That makes me feel better. All right, I think I'm gonna wait and glue all this stuff in and then let it sit a minute, fluff the bow. Let me cut these up. These tails. Let me put you down a little bit. I've decided that I'm definitely not going to put anything around the sign. I like it just like that. So, but I do want to cut these tails up a smidge. And I want them to start as long, back one to start as long as the wreath is. I don't want it to go below it. I want to cut them at an angle. And I'm going to cut them like stair steps. One a little shorter than the next. I don't know why I want to do that, but that's what my eye right now is telling me it wants to do, so I'm going to go with it. My angles are probably not going to be perfect. This one is going to go a little shorter yet than that. This one right about there. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do some gluing. I'm gonna let the camera run, but I'm gonna do some gluing and some fluffing once everything's dry, and I'll be back for some final words. Hey everyone, I'm back, and I'm finished. And I really didn't do anything else to it other than, let me bring it a little closer to you, other than I did add a few more little pink flowers up here and a little bit of cream, because the cream of the cross, I needed to pull up in here a little bit more. I could absolutely not be happier. It turned out so pretty. Oh my goodness, I think it's gonna pair beautifully with what I wanna hang in there on that wall. So let me bring it closer to you and let me do some final words. Thank y'all so much for stopping in here today. I so appreciate it, and let me just take a minute. I have never mentioned this, and I need to mention this. I passed 20,000 subscribers. Can y'all believe it? Oh my goodness, I am so touched, and I am humbled. Humbled beyond words, y'all. I mean to tell you, humbled beyond words. Thank you guys for all of my old subscribers who have been with me since the very beginning, 2.5 years ago. To all of you new ones who have hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, thank you guys so very much. I appreciate every single one of you. Love you all to pieces. And I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. It goes beyond my comprehension. Let me just say here that I hope that all is well with everyone. And for those of you who are struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits, hugs all around. And I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.